progress.
Sir, please tell me if my screen is visible or not.
Yes, you can start.
Okay. So, a very good evening to all of the everyone present here. I am Pratyush Kumar, an intern on the Hack Veda from the web developer group of the July batch. So, this is my first presentation. So, in my first task, I was required to design and develop a basic doctor search website. Basically, this website is related to the healthcare field. So, this was an innovative idea to design and develop a doctor search website. So I had to design the both parts, the front end part and the back end part. So I will start with the front end part, that how I designed that. So without wasting any more time, let's move ahead. So today's agenda of the presentation is I will start with the introduction part, then I will explain the prototypes, and then I will explain the technologies used and how the front end is designed, how a basic design of the front end looks like, and then I will discuss some easier way of designing the front end part, and after that there will be a live demonstration of my website, and after that I will discuss about the deployment part. So let's start with the introduction. So as I mentioned earlier, I have designed and developed a simple doctor search website uh, according to the task which was assigned to me. So I have implemented the different principles of the design, like the header, where the header should be kept, and how it should look like, and where how the nav bar should look like. Basically, all the rules related to the front end part. And apart from this, I have also learned about the different design softwares like Figma, Sketch, Adobe SD, and you will learn later that how these tools are very effective in designing the user interface or the front end part of any website or an application. So first let us understand what is a prototype basically. So a prototype is a visual representation of a website or an application that you are going to build. By designing the prototype, you will understand that how your website or your software will work or is going to work. So the main goal of a prototype is to make you understand about the layouts, about the different layouts, the buttons, and main layout of the page or the app. So to understand the prototype, I went through many different videos on different platforms, but I was provided the complete material to understand the prototype. So I went through this playlist only. So I understood that how to design the prototype, that how the website should look like. After that, I moved to the coding part. So before making you understand about the coding part, let me tell you what the technologies I used for different parts. So I used HTML and CSS for basic design and styling of the web page, which is a very basic thing. I used JavaScript to make the page responsive, and another thing I used JSON, which is JavaScript object notation for storing the database which I created for the doctor search website to work properly. Apart from this, I also used some code editors like Visual Studio Code, and I used Figma design software, but I used it later on. I did not use it completely to design the front end. I used it partially. So let's move further. So this is the basic design structure of how a website or an app should look like. So first it should have an header section. It contains the basic information of gives you a glimpse of the how the website is looking like, and then the services section, the banner, customer review, and the footer section. Let's discuss this one by one. So this is the basically the header section of my website. Here is the search bar. This is the most important part of my website, and This is basically the header which provides you the glimpse of my website which I have created. So next is the services section. The services section contain all the services which your website is providing. So the customers can search and select accordingly from the services part, which services they need, whether it is appointment, pharmacy, consultation, or anything they need. So the second thing, the third thing is the banner section. So the banner section contains information about your website, basic information about your website, that what you are doing, your website is doing currently. So what is the need of your website and how you are making lives easier to your customers. So the review section is the part where customers give you the review of your website, how it is function, how they were able to find their doctors or not. And the last is the footer section. So the footer section is located as the bottom of any page. It is a helpful area that contains information like the contact information and the navigation links and links to different pages and other information and social media links like that. So initially I was trying to code everything, all of the front end from scratch using only HTML and CSS. It is a good idea. You should know the basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. But if you are trying to design all the front end using that technologies only, then it would be quite tedious and it is going to take a lot of time. It would take at least 3 or 4 days to get a proper basic design of the front end part. So some of the design software like Figma and Adobe XD, these are the basic UI design software that actually help to design the basic front end part. And there are some AI code generators like Anima and Locofy, which uh, which helps you to automatically generate all the HTML and CSS code related to the design which you have built inside the Figma software. So it ultimately saves a lot of time. For example, you pick up a design template and you style it with Figma, and then you can directly generate a code using Anima. So it will save a lot of time. That time you can use to write the backend part. So I in my website used partially I partially used Figma and I partially raw coded all the front end from using HTML and CSS. So with this now, I want to give you the live demonstration of my website, that how my website is looking and functioning. So this is how my website is looking now. This is the services section which I have created, and these are the buttons, and this is the banner section which I have created, and this is the basically the review section, and this is the footer section. So this is the code which I have written using. This is the HTML code basically, and this is the for styling different parts of the website. And these are the JavaScript to make the page responsive. And this is the JSON file, which is actually used to, which I actually use to store the database properly. So this is the search bar. So in this search bar, you can type the disease name, and if there is a doctor with providing the treatment for the your given disease name, then that name will pop up here. This pop-up is created by using JavaScript only. So let's say I want to search a doctor which provides a treatment for the root canal therapy. So I will search here. So you can see this therapy. So you can search and see that one doctor is available, which will, which can provide you the required treatment for the root canal therapy. Similarly, if you will search about other other diseases, then if there is a doctor in the database, then it will search for you. But if there is not a doctor in the database, then you will get an alert message of showing that there is no doctor. Like if I search about the headache option, then you can see that there is no doctor available, just like this pop up. So you can see that. So this was the basically demonstration of how my website is looking now. So this was the deployment part. So for deployment, I used Netlify because Netlify is user friendly. Also, it is free to use. So I personally use Netlify, but you can use any platform for your deployment. It depends only on your choice. And for the summary, so this was a simple website with a front end and some little back end with a search functionality and a rating system. And it was a little visually appealing. So this was the front end design which I created. So these were the references which I took to create all the front end and the back end part. These were the YouTube channels, two YouTube channels I follow, and the websites. This is only one website to follow, which is the W3 schools. And so thank you everyone. Thank you very much. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you are done with your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, explanation started good, okay, but you need to work on your overall story, or I can say that try to give more examples so that
Okay,
it
sir.
is easier to understand like how HTML, CSS and everything is working. Try
Yes, sir.
thinking that you are trying to deliver presentation to someone who doesn't know anything about technology. And second thing is that work on your project demonstration skill. When you are giving project demonstration, the thing is you are not just explaining how it does your project work, that is like explaining the usability of your project, right? But you
Okay, sir.
also want to explain how you have created that project, like what element you are using to achieve some particular thing, right?
Okay, sir.
So explain it like that. And second thing is why is your search bar on top of navigation bar? Can you show me your website again?
Yes, sir.
Share the
Sir,
screen again.
this search bar was designed after creating the front end parts. I created the front end part first, this, and I created the search bar later on to integrate it with the backend. So that was the reason, guys.
So don't you think you should have fixed it?
Yes, sir. Should
Then
have.
why you didn't fix it?
So, sir, it requires a lot of CSS to change because CSS is
Oh,
very complicated at
okay,
least.
then try to learn CSS, right? You can use Z index and also positioning to
Yes, sir.
position like particular element on top of another layer. If
Yes,
you
sir.
are like not able to, let us say you have a particular element, and when you try to change the position of element, the other elements are also changing. That
Yes, sir.
may be one problem, right? So you can use
Yes, sir.
G index and change the layer and place it on top, and then you can like fix it that way also. Second thing is that your whatever the card is, like the name and the let us say profession of the doctor, right? So
Yes, sir.
that should not be available as a pop-up or a dialog box. Okay, it should
Okay.
be like there should be a new section of results where I can get that information.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it should be like that, and it should be responsive. The at least doctor's list, the list of doctor we are getting, and try to give when you are giving like usability of your application. So don't
Yes.
just give an example where you are only getting one doctor. Try to give example where you are getting multiple doctors also, so that we can see if the application is responsive or not, right?
Okay, sir.
So next time remember this and try to fix the search bar. You can let the
Yes, sir.
technical chat know or like in intern tracker that you have fixed the search chat. Okay, the search
Yes, sir.
button. Okay? So
Yes, sir.
try that. Okay, then we can move on. I
Sir,
think
where
to
should I keep it? Search bar.
sorry.
Sir, where should I keep the search bar? Below the nav bar or up?
No, no, not below the nav bar. Where we have kept the search bar in the video, in
Oh,
the main section, right? The hero section.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So below hero section, you have a heading, right? So just below the heading,
Yes, sir.
so that it is they can reach out to it really easily.
Yes, sir.
Or if you are keeping it in the navbar, then make some space for the search, right?
Yes, sir.
That will
Yes,
be
sir.
also possible. You can see there are websites which have search in the navbar. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
make it look like that. Don't just like awkwardly put it on top of navigation links. That
Yes, sir.
looks different, right? So try that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So Akash.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Hello,
Yeah,
good evening, sir.
yeah. Can you tell me the name of your task?
Okay, so my task name is reading HDFC Bank CSV file data and plotting a graph in Adalo.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Aakash and I am from a web developers group. And my project name is real-time stock market data web app. And my task name is reading HDFC Bank CSV file data and plotting a graph in Adalo. So let's move ahead. So this is the table of the contents. So first I'll be giving you the project overview, and then I'll be discussing Adalo and its various features. And then I'll be showing you my database of this app, and I'll be also presenting you with the app's snapshots. And thereon, I'll give the website demo, and then I'll be discussing the challenges and conclusion of the project. And then I'll be discussing with you the references used by me, and at last the doubt section. Okay. So, talking about the project overview, like as you all know that initially the company releases its stocks during the initial public offering, and to like gather the capital for its various purposes and functions. And at that time, you can purchase its stocks and become a stakeholder in that company. And if you have not purchased at that time, then you can purchase the stocks of the company later on from the various trading platforms and exchanges. And basically, what our project is about, firstly, I've developed the app using Adalo that will provide a real-time stock market data to the user, and the user can like analyze different stocks, keep a portfolio for him, and can track the progress of the stock and can make informed investing decision. Other than that, I've also plotted the HDFC Bank stock data, which was provided as a yeah, which was provided in a CSV file, and I've used the Adalo chart components and like plotted these data in a line chart, and so that it is in a easy to understand format, so that the stock data can be analyzed by the user and he or she can make investing decisions. So these are the basically key features of this app. So firstly, as I've discussed, the real-time data updates. So you will be getting the real-time stock market data updates. So various parameters of the stock like the open price, closing price, high price, low price, and the volume of the stock in which it is traded. So these all data will be displayed in this app, and you can analyze this data and can make a decision on investing or not. And other is the customizable watch list. So this is basically the portfolio which you can make in this app. So you can add the stocks to your portfolio and can keep a track on the progress of the stock and can see the highs and lows in the stocks prices. So another feature is the historical data chart. So basically, this is the feature which will plot the which will include the plotting of the line charts of the stock. So basically, you will see the different trends in the prices of the various parameters of the stocks like the open, high, and closing prices. And so these will be plotted for a particular, let's say, date, and you will be able to analyze the prices using these charts. And another is a user-friendly interface. So this app will also have a user-friendly interface so that any user, despite of the background he or she has in trading, he or she can see the data, and it is present in an easy to understand format so that anyone can see the data and can analyze it very easily. So basically via Dalo. So basically it is a no coding platform. So you do not you it is not required that you should have advanced coding skills, and basically anyone can build a app from scratch using Adalo. So basically it has it's drag and drop interface, and by which you can use the pre-built components in it, and you will be enabled to create a functional and a visually appealing app without requiring any, like I have told you, advanced coding skills. So these are some of the Adalo features. So first and foremost is a drag and drop interface. So basically it has an intuitive drag and drop interface, and which makes it easier to create custom apps, layouts, and design without requiring any coding knowledge. And also the pre-built components of the Adalo, like basically it offers a range of pre-built components such as buttons, forms, and lists that you can use to add functionality to your app. And other feature is the built-in data collections. So basically, user can define different data structures for the apps, such as like, for example, if your app is about like buying and selling of products. So basically, you can create product or orders like kind of these data structures, and these data collections can be created and managed using Adalo visual interface and without requiring any knowledge of database programming or SQL. And users can add and edit records in the collection and as well as query the database to retrieve specific records or filter them and retrieve them by certain criteria. So all these things can be done in the Adalo. And also it supports the cross-platform support, and basically you can create cross-platform apps, and these apps can be published to both iOS and Android stores, so which makes it easier to reach a wider audience. So this is also one of the features. And another feature is the API integration. So basically it offers a range of third-party integration with apps like Google Maps, Stripe. Stripe is basically one of our payment processing app. So these all things can be easily integrated with Adalo, and basically these integration enhances the user experience. So that was all about Adalo features. So these are the databases which has been created by me in this app. So you can see this is a user database. So you can see the email password field and the username and the full name and image and phone number. So these will be filled by the users when he will be logging in, and it will be stored in the database. And this is the stocks database. So you can see the different parameters of the stock will be present in this particular database. And another is the HDFC stock. So you can see this is the stock from which like the line chart will be plotted. So this data set was provided, and this data set was first fed into this database, and then from this database the HDFC stock values will be plotted in a line chart. And another is the portfolio database. So it is similar to the stocks one, except it has an email field. So this email belongs to the person whose stock uh, is present in the portfolio. So these are going to have a n number of, so basically for a single user it may have different entries depending upon the stock which he has added into his portfolio. So this was all about the databases. So I'll be now showing you the data set which is being provided. So this is the HDFC Bank dataset. So you can see the various prices like the open, high, low, close, and the volume. These all parameters are of the HDFC Bank, and each record is for a particular date, and also the time frame is also given with the date. So there are about, I guess, 1500 records, and these all will be like fetched and first put into a database, and from there it will be plotted into the Adalo app. So you can see these are all the records for this HDFC Bank stock. And then moving on. So this is my login page. So you can see this is the login page, and you have to enter the email and the password, and after that you will be able to log in into the app. And then if you have not logged in, you are the first time user, you have to sign up and then create a password for you, and then you can log in into the site. So this is that the home page. Basically here you can see this is the different portfolios. So these are fetched from the database, and these are like present as a list here. And you can see these data are fetched from these open close data are fetched from the database and are like displayed here in the front end. So you have also a logout button at the bottom right, and you have these other profile button, and also this navigation bar. You have these features like home or about. You can know about our website, and also the news section, and then the portfolio section where you can add different stocks. And this is the profile page. So you can see your profile photo and your information is displayed, and these are fetched from the database and like just displayed here in the front end. And this is one of the particular stock page. This is for Toyota company, and you can see there is some information about the stock and these other parameters of the stock which are fetched from the database. And this is the particular portfolio page. You can add a stock from here, from this plus button at the bottom, and then it gets added to this list. Basically that portfolio database, I showed it to you. So this, after adding to this through this button, that stock will be first added to that database, and from that database it will be fetched and displayed here. And this is the add stock. Basically you have to choose a stock from this drop down, and then it gets added to your portfolio. And this is the HDFC plots. So basically here is a date picker option which you have with you. So you select a particular date, and all the various properties of the opening, closing, low, high prices from the database are being picked according to this date which you have selected, and it is displayed here. Like here, this is the graph for the open parameter, and the open prices for that particular date is displayed here. And similarly, you can see the closing and the high price are displayed, which are being fetched from the database, and this low and volume parameters are also displayed along with the other features. So this is about the HDFC plots. And then the website demo. So you can see this is the login page of my website. So first we'll log in. So this is the home page. So you can see these are all the stocks which are present in my database, and these data are being fetched from that database, and they are displayed here in the front end. So basically you can visit any particular stock from here. Like I visit this Toyota. So you can see this is a particular stock. So this data is displayed from the database, and this is that particular stock page. Likewise, you can see this is a logout button which logs you out from the app, and at the top right corner you can see this profile button. Once you click on that, you see your profile is being fetched from the database and displayed here in the front end. So these are basically labels, and corresponding to that, these are text fields and in these text fields, the data from the database is being displayed, and all these things are fetched from the database. So this is all about the profile. And then I'll be showing the portfolio. So once you click on this portfolio, so it will display your portfolio. So currently you have only one stock, and once you click on the plus button, and then from the drop down, you choose any particular stock. I choose, like, for example, NVIDIA. So once you click on add, so once you go back, and you will see now, you can see NVIDIA is being added here. So you can add any number of stocks to your portfolio and from our database. And you can see, then also from here, you can visit that stock and see this information again. So this was all about this portfolio page. And then talking about like the other features of plotting the line charts. So basically I had many frames in this app, and when I added, as it has various number of records in the CSV dataset, there were about 1500 records. So this app was lagging. So for the time being, I've created some different app that has that plots, and it can be merged very easily, both of these. So this was the plots I was talking about. So basically, you can select any particular date from here, and then accordingly, this open, close, and high and low prices will be displayed. So, like for example, I select 3 April. So you have to wait for some time. So you can see now for the 3rd April 2023, these stock prices are plotted. So these are the trend for the open prices, and this is for the closing price, and this is for the high price of the stock, and this is for the low price, and this is the volume of that stock that is being traded for that day. So likewise, like this, you only have to select a date, and accordingly, uh, from the database, um, particular records of that date will be fetched and will be plotted here. So I'll show you there in the app. So like, see, this is the dashboard for Adalo. So you just like have to drag and drop features from the left hand side. So these are the like for the, you can see I have like currently 3 screens. So these 3 screens are displayed here. Oh, so sorry, I have 4 screens. So these are displayed here. And once you click on any particular screen, like the home screen, so you see these are the components currently you have in your screen. So you can add any particular component from here. Like, see, you have these customizable components. So you can just drag and drop and add components to this. So if you want to edit any particular component, you just have to like double left click on it, and that component just opens. Like I'm clicking on this chart component, and you see this is the open chart which is being displayed here. So like, yeah, like you can see, you were seeing that once I select a date and only the records for that particular date were displayed. So that thing is being done here. Like I have added a filter. So basically here it matches the date which is equal to the date which is being selected in that date picker. So it fetches from the database only those records whose date is matching with the database. So similarly, I've done this thing for all these 5 charts, and only the records for that particular date will be fetched from the database. So this is, I'll show you the database. So these are the databases. So this is that stock database, and it, like, you can see it contains like about approximately 1500 records. So these records are being fetched from the .csv file, and accordingly for a particular date the data is fetched. So this is all about the website demo. So now talking about the challenges faced. So basically, Adalo offers a range of powerful features and benefits for app development, and there are some limitations and difficulties that you may face. So first and foremost is the data formatting challenge. So basically, the data you have in your CSV file may need to be formatted in a particular way for Adalo to recognize it, as it is to be needed to be like correctly plotted in line chart. For example, like you may need to ensure that the columns in your CSV files are labeled correctly. And also, for example, as I showed you in the CSV file, the date part, in the date part along with the date, a time frame was also added to it. So from that, first you have to like format that date to fetch only the date part, and then only you can add it to the database. So data formatting like these has to be done so that Adalo recognizes the format correctly. And another challenge was the data visualization. So basically, Adalo chart component may not provide the level of customization or detail that you require for your line charts. So you may need to explore other options for creating the line chart, such as any third-party charting library like DS.chart and other these. So you may need to explore these. So another challenge was like the limited customization feature of the Adalo. So Adalo like basically has a pre-built component which I have discussed with you earlier, and basically it is helpful for the beginners, but they may limit the ability to customize your app's design and functionality. So you may have to like look for other alternatives and do more customizations and build your own custom components. Another was the performance issue which I faced. So Adalo apps can sometimes experience performance issues, especially when dealing with large amount of data or complex functionality. So as in this case, as the number of records were pretty high, so this app was lagging in between. So I had faced this challenge. So this was one of the challenge. So talking about the conclusion, like basically this app is a game changer for traders and investors who want to like have a real-time stock market data with knowledge with them and want to invest in the different stocks. So basically, it has a user-friendly interface and it has a customizable features to add to maintain a portfolio, view the chart plots, and basically this app has the potential to revolutionize the trading experience. Although, like the chart components did their job of representing and presenting the data to the users, but like it may not provide the level of customization that you require. And basically for that you have to explore different options for creating line charts, such as using a third-party charting library. And but I would say overall, Adalo is a no-code platform, so it eventually helped me to create this wonderful app, and without requiring any advanced coding skills. So this was about the conclusion. So I've used these references. So this is one of the references, the Adalo documentation, which I used to like see how to like actually like build the app from like different features of Adalo. And another is the Yahoo Finance. It is one of a trading like platform. So I actually saw how how a trading website looks. And another, I have used ChatGPT for the research purpose. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please go ahead. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I hope your presentation is done. Can you show
Yes,
me
sir. Done.
show me your chart that you have created in Adalo app? See, overall, your hook and story are fine. Okay, but I think there are some slides that I saw in previous presentation also, in when you were explaining about the the Adalo app, and also these
Yes, sir.
charts look quite like, I mean, where is the X and Y axis? Like there has to be some kind of
Actually,
scale, right?
yes, sir, but it is for a particular date. So these are like for a single date only. So
So there
these are
has to
the
be a
like,
time, right? So scale of time.
okay, sir. Okay.
So 12 a.m., then 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Okay, sir. The time frame. Okay, sir.
Yeah, so there has to be something, right? And it basically yeah, there is like some, I can see there is some changes in the shop, but it looks like, right, straight line also. So try changing the, I will say, the scale of time. Okay, so that there is less, let us say, instead of 1 hour, only say 5 minutes or 30 minutes, so that the chart is like, visible, so that we know there is some changes in the chart. It looks a straight line, right? But if you look closely, there is some changes in the line also, right? So
Yes.
that is not really visible. So I would say add a scale of time. Okay, because currently I
Yes,
can't
sir.
see any scale, right? So what does that tell me? Okay, so try adding
Yes, sir.
that. Other than that, see, it is fine, but also try changing your PPT. I think I have seen some of the slide in previous presentation also. But it was okay. You covered like mostly everything. Okay, that has to be covered. It is just that I think the chart can be changed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can fix that later on. That is completely fine. So I think you can stop the screen share now. We'll consider it done for now. You can just like change the chart and then let the technical support chat know that you have changed the chart. That will also
Okay.
fine. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so last two people. So Snehal Mani and Prithvi Pujari. So you guys can join Saurav Singh's meeting. He has posted the link in the chat. Okay, I am posting it again. So he will take your presentation. Okay, I have posted the link in the chat. You both can leave this meeting and Saurav Singh will take your meeting. Okay, so Prithvi Pujari and Snehal Mane. And so I think now we have Y Vinoothna. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Okay, is your topic overview of project synopsis?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can start.
Good evening, everyone. I am Vinoothna and I am from Machine Learning Group. Today, my presentation is regarding the machine learning task overview of project synopsis. So this task is based on the prediction of stock prices. So let's go into the insights of that task. So now the main task here is we have to create a machine learning model to predict the stock price of a certain company. And the main aim of the task is to develop a machine learning solution for predicting the stock market, for predicting the closing price or any price of certain company in stock market investing. And here the dataset that I have used is historical stock data, which I have collected from the Yahoo Finance website. And the tools that I have used here is Google Colab Notebook. So now before going insights into the task, now the stock market investing. So in this today's business world, the stock many investors are taking interest in stock market investing because the one of the more profitable areas is stock market investing. So if the investor is going to invest on some shares, then he or she, the investor, should have to know about the product and he should have an idea about the product's future price, right? So he will be taking the help of this stock market prediction model so that he can analyze the product's future price, and then he or she, the investor, can invest on that product at the correct time so that he can gain more profits other than loss. So that's why here the stock market prediction model has been a very interesting part, and it has taken some riches also. So let's see what is meant by stock market. As we all know, a stock market is a public market where we can buy and sell shares for publicly listed companies. And these stock markets will help companies to raise their capital and income, and it also helps to generate personal wealth, personal income of the investors. And these stock markets serve as an indicator for the state's economy. So if there isn't more profits in the investments. So what is meant by stock price prediction? So as I have said now, when an investor wants to invest in a product, then the investor would like to know about the future price, because no investor will be willing to get losses, right? So the investor will be analyzing the stock prices of a particular product that he want to invest by using these prediction models. So that's why this stock price analysis has been a critical area of research and is one of the top applications in machine learning. And this stock price prediction, using machine learning algorithms, we will be discovering the future value of the company stocks and other assets on an exchange. So now the entire idea of this predicting stock prices is to gain a significant profits. So if we gain profits on a product in future, then the investor will be confidently investing on that product, right? So here I am asked to use supervised learning algorithms like linear regression, decision tree regression, and random forest regression to train the stock data and to predict the test stock data price. So let us see the approach that I have used in this task. So first of all, I have to collect the historical stock data. Now here for the training, so here I have used Apple company stock data from the 2010 to 15 stock data. So which I was collected from the Yahoo Finance website, which provides an API to get about any stock data of any company. So for example purpose, here I have considered Apple company stocks. And the dataset has various variables like open price, high price and low price, closing price, adjacent close price, and volume. So these are the various types of prices. And here I am considering the closing price as the target variable. That is, I would like to predict the closing price value of the stock by using machine learning model. So to get know about the data in the data set, so we will be using the head method to get top 5 rows of the data. So by using head method, now here I have got the top rows of the data set. So let's see this in the demonstration. Yeah. So here I have imported the required libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib library for plotting the graphs of the target variable. And here I have considered the start. I have collected the historical stock data from 2010 January to 2015 December, 5 years stock data of Apple company. So here I have used the head method to retrieve the top 5 rows of the in the data set. And these are the price values, different price values in the data set. And here I have done some data pre-processing. Here the date column is like index, so I am resetting that to normal column. And here, as I am very interested in closing, as I am interested in predicting the close price, so I am getting rid of this date and adjacent close values. So I will be dropping these 2 columns. Yeah. So that is about the data collection. And the next step that I have performed, so as I have considered the closing price, so other than closing price, we can consider any price for our prediction. So, but here, for instance, I have selected the closing price. So I am visualizing the target variable, which is close price, by using line plot. So as we can see in the figure, there is an upward trend in the close price, and as well as the downward trend in the closing price. So here, by using the plot method from Matplotlib library, I am visualizing the close price using line plot. So here we can see there is an upward trend for some time, and there is a downward trend in the closing price for some time. So when it comes to stock price prediction, the analysts will perform analysis using moving average. The initial analysis will be done on the stock prices using these moving average concept. So what do we mean by moving average? Actually, moving average is a stock indicator commonly used in technical analysis. I mean, when an investor wants to know about the trends, know about the trend in the data. So it helps us to smooth out the price data by creating a constantly updated average price. So now usually the moving average will be calculated for 50-day moving average, 100-day moving average, and 200-day moving average, and so on. So what we do is in 100-day moving average, we will be calculating the average price values of top 100 rows, I mean top 100 prices, and we will be updating the other columns with these average. So the average will be updated from 101th row. So that is what is called as a moving average. We will be constantly updating the average value. And this rising, if there is a moving average value in rising way, then we can say that the price or the security is in uptrend. Or if it is in declining, then we can say that there is a downtrend. So here in this plot, I have plotted the 100 days moving average and 200-day moving average. The red plot shows the 100-day moving average, and green plot shows 200-day moving average. So here we can see that the 200-day moving average is in upward trend and in downward trend also. So in this way, we will be calculating the average of 100 values, and we will be shifting that 100 days average value to the 101 row, and we will be constantly updating. So top 100 rows will be given null values. In the similar fashion, the 200 day moving average also. So here first I have plotted 100-day moving average. And again, the same I have done for 200-day moving average. And I have plotted in one graph. So by using moving average, we perform initial analysis on the price. Now the actual machine learning model will be created. So for building the machine learning model, we will be splitting the data. So here, as I am considering only the closing price as a target variable, so in the stock price analysis, the closing price will be predicted based on the previous closing price values. So here we can say that the closing price is dependent on the previous closing price values. So here I will be considering the top 100 value, first 100 values as the training, past close price, and based on that 100 close price values, I will be predicting the 101 days closing price value. So this is the main idea that I'm using here to predict the closing price. So let us see this. So initially, we are collecting all the closing price data into some training set and testing set, and we have to perform the splitting of the data set into X train and Y train. So here I am performing the splitting of data set into the training and testing. So the training set consists of only the top 100 values, and based on 100 days prices values. And if we want to predict the 101 days closing price, we will be considering the previous 100 days price, and we will be predicting the 101 days close price. And this process continues till we predict all the closing price values. Yeah. So this is all splitting the data set into training and testing. And if we want to, and we have the testing data. So for the first column, for the first price in the testing data, the previous 100 values will be in the training data. So we will be appending and we will be adding the last 100 days price of in the training data to the testing data, so that the first closing price in the test data will be predicted based on the previous 100 days values in the training data. So the same they have done here. So I will be collecting the past 100 days in the training data, last 100 pricing values, and I will be and I will be appending these past 100 days price in the training set to the test set, so as to predict the first value in the test data. So this is about splitting the data set into training and testing, and how we will be performing the prediction. Now we have split the data set into training and testing set. Now we have to fit the data. So for this, as I was asked to use supervised learning algorithms, so I have created the instances for linear regression, decision tree regression, and random forest regression. And I will be using the fit method to fit the training data, to train the training data. Then I will be predicting the closing price values of test data. And so here I have created the instances of, I have imported the decision tree regression and linear regression instances, and I have created here, and I have used the trained data for fitting a model, and I have used the new test data for predicting the new values. And after that, I have plotted the predicted values with the original values of 3 types of regressions. So this is the graph. So here we can see that the red line represents the predicted values by the random forest regression, and this green graph represents the prediction values by the decision tree regression. And here the blue represents the original prices in the given data set, and here the linear regression is the yellow line plot, which represents the predicted values by the linear regression. So if we observe this graph, the linear regression best fitted the data than this decision tree and random forest. So this linear regression this linear regression has fitted the model very accurately than decision tree and random forest. So this is the conclusion that I have found from this graph. So this is the plot that I have shown now in the collab notebook. Yeah, and the observation that we can see clearly is the plot between the original price and predicted price. So we can observe that a linear regression fits the data perfectly, and the predicted values are almost same to that of the original prices when we compare with the decision tree and random forest. And I was asked to deploy the stock market prediction model, and here I have used Streamlit library for the deployment. And the Streamlit library is used to develop web apps in a faster way and in an easy way. So I deployed the web page to show the trends and prediction the prices of different companies we choose. So in the web page, so I have created. So let's see the web page. So this is the web page that I have deployed. And here we can enter any stock ticker. So here, for example, so in the trading, I have used Apple company stocks. So initially it is showing the Apple company stocks data from 2010 to 2015, the statistical summary of the data from 2010 to 2015. So here we can see mean, standard deviation, and minimum values in each column. And here the plotting the closing price with respect to time, as I have shown in the demonstration. And this is the moving average plot with respect to original values, closing price. And this is the time chart of two, both containing 100-day moving average and 200-day moving average. And as the linear regression bits fits the model, so I have given only the linear regression prediction of the original price. And here we can change the stock ticker of another company. So let's say, I think Google is the stock ticker for Google. Let's say enter. Yeah, so it has completed running. I think data has been not changed. So let's find the ticker. Yeah, reference. Yeah, Google. Yeah, it's correct only. Yeah, it's running here. Yeah. So now, yeah, so it has stopped running. Now we have got the data of Google stock prices from 2010 to 2015. Yeah, and the closing price versus time graph. So this graph also contains upward trend and downward trend. Yeah, so this is the moving average plot of the Google stocks. And this is the prediction by linear regression with respect to original price. So here also we can see that linear regression best fits the model when we compare it to Bayesian tree and random forest regression. Yeah. So on conclusion, so I conclude the presentation by uh, giving the conclusions that I have observed. So from the moving averages of 100-day moving average and 200 moving average, so I have found that there is both an upward trend and a downward trend in the closing price. And among the Bayesian tree, linear regression and random forest, so we have seen that linear regression best fits the data from the graph, and it will be giving the most appropriate prediction of the closing price. So these are the references. So from yahoofinance.com, I have collected the historical stock data. And from this, I have learned about the stock price prediction from Simply Learn. So if you have any questions, please ask me. And thank you.
Okay, so I hope you are done with your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't think you need to create a stock price prediction application. You just need to create a stock screener application where they can like get the stock based on the symbol of stock, or let us say just like the things that you have implemented, such as filtering it based on the particular user condition, right? So that you have done, and I think you have also implemented the prediction system also. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I don't think you need to do that. And for GUI, I think you needed to create it on by using PyQt, but I think you have done it using what was the Streamlit, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is completely fine. Okay, so actually you have done more than what was asked for, and you have done it well explained, I would say. See, your expression skills have gone up, but they can be more improved. Like as I said previously, try to simplify the expression for like technical aspect of your thing. Because see, you have good expression skill where you try to mix the overall presentation of the project as well as like what you are explaining. So like it is good to watch it, then it is like more easy to understand like step by step format. But I would say try to simplify it. Say like when you are explaining and when you are creating presentation, think that you are going to explain this to someone who is coming from non-technical background. Okay, that will be much more better, and then your current like expression skill can be improved. Okay, that is how you can improve it. So try to simplify that. It is better that you have done it. Okay, prediction system is also good. You have shown it on a Google Colab. And have you done the unit testing part of your application?
No, sir.
Okay, that is completely fine, but you should learn like how to do unit testing also. Okay, that will be much more better. Other than that, it is okay for now. Okay, so next time try to, I would say, simplify your explanation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Vinoothna.
Thank you, sir.
So we have Sayatan Majee. Sayantan Majee.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell me the name of your task?
Dr. Search website.
Okay, yeah, you can start.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sayantan Majee, a third year EC student from IIIT Kalyani. I am here to give a presentation on Dr. Search website that is transforming the way we search for and connect with doctors. Let's see how I make it. Introduction. A doctor can be found using the Dr. Search website, entering his specialization and location. These two inputs enable us to provide a list of doctors. This website consists of three parts: front-end, database, and web service. Steps to build the website. I designed and built a website prototype by using Figma, CSS and HTML code export by using plugins like Locofy. Then I assemble a database. After that, I add data to a database. These data are about the doctors. To access the database, a web service must be created. After that, I put jQuery request from the HTML file to the web service. Now let's discuss about the front-end part. It consists of HTML, CSS, and Java. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standard markup language for web page creation. It allows the creation and structure of section, paragraphs, and links using HTML elements such as tags and attributes. HTML documents are made up of three main parts: the header, the body, and the footer. Let's discuss CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is a powerful tool that can be used to create visually appealing and engaging web pages. We use CSS for control the layout of web pages, changing the color of web pages, changing the fonts of web pages, adding animations and other effects to web pages. JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language that is one of the core technologies of the World Wide Web. It is used to create interactive web pages and web applications. JavaScript is a client-side scripting language, which means that it is executed by the web browser on it is used for. JavaScript used for adding interactivity to web pages, validating user input, creating animations, building web application. This is the design I created using Figma. With the Figma software, we can create any type of design. Select a design, then import it to Figma. By correctly obtaining the measurement and selecting the components, we may create a similar design. Using the Locofy plugin, we may export the design into a website, into a HTML or CSS code. Now, the database. A database is a collection of organized data kept in a specific system. The database management system function is to process the data that has been stored in the system. Within a database, data can be stored as tables. SQL statements can be used to access and modify database content. Now, what is the SQL? A structured query language is a programming language for storing and processing information in a relational database. Some of the important SQL statements are like select, update, delete, insert. Now, let's talk about PHP. The term PHP is an acronym for Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP is a server-side scripting language designed especially for web development. It is open source, which means it is free to download and use. It is an interpreted language and it doesn't require a compiler. PHP code is executed in the server. PHP is used to connect with a database and pass a SQL statement to access the database in a predefined format. PHP plus MySQL works together to make a useful and accessible database. Now, what is it? Now, this is the my index.html file, and this is the my web service file. Now, what is a jQuery? jQuery is a fast, small, and feature-rich JavaScript library. It makes things like HTML, document, traversal, and manipulation, event handling, animations, and Ajax much simpler with an easy-to-use API. The jQuery library contains the following features: HTML manipulation, CSS manipulation, HTML event method. These are the files in my file manager. This is the link of my website from where I can access my website. Now let's see the website. So this is my website. Here, this portion is the navigation bar, where menu button and this is the logo section are there. Now it is the banner section where we can search the doctor according to the area and specialization. Like if I search here Delhi and search, I am getting the doctors in this area. Now this area is the service section, and this is the description section, and these are the quick picture about the service I provided. This is the picture I already shown you, and these are the references from where I have taken help. And thank you, sir. There I am ending my presentation.
Okay, so I hope your presentation is done. So in
Yes, sir.
doctor search website, you have to create a website, right? Can you show it to me again?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if you have any query, you can ask me.
Can you show me the website?
Yes, sir.
Share the screen and show.
So this is the website.
Okay. Can you enter? So what are the areas and various doctor professional available in your database?
Sir, like Delhi is Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore, and
Okay,
cardiology.
share for search for Delhi.
Yes, sir. These are the doctors.
Okay. Do you have any other queries?
Yes, like I can
Do
search
one
for.
thing, don't enter anything in a search query and just search. Yeah, search.
Okay.
Show me if you, okay. So you have overflow, right? So that scroll down, see what are the other documents available. Okay, so you have lot. Okay, you can stop this question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I can see that you have created a good website, so that is a good thing. Okay. Second of all, is your website like responsive? Have you created it using Figma?
Yes, sir.
So have you made it like responsive? Because I don't think there are many websites that are responsive that are created in Figma. So
No, sir. I guess this is not
okay.
responsive.
Okay, that is not an issue. Okay, you have I think created a responsive doctor list, right, using the workflow. So that is a good thing. Okay. I would say your presentation was also okay. It focused to a lot of like from a beginner's perspective. You have I will say you have lot like added a lot of information like SQL queries as well as like about PHP. That is good thing. But when you are giving a presentation like on the project demonstration, so try to point out how when you are entering a let us say input, right? So try to explain how that overall backend is working. So when I'm entering the input and then it is taken by the jQuery, making the REST API and then going to my PHP, there it is taking the data from the MySQL database and then showing it on the screen, right? That is how it
Okay,
is
sir.
going. So in project demonstration, that is how you are supposed to do the demonstration instead of just entering the values. And when you are entering the value, try to add at least 4 or 5 different values. Okay.
Okay.
One or two sometimes it's not a good idea to enter show the usability. Try to enter it. Like I said, don't add anything in the input, right? So that is also one of the cases where what happens if I don't add anything. See, you had a lot of doctors list, right? And if you didn't have the overflow, then it will be taking entire space, right? So you can
Okay.
also do some research on that, like how to handle such that if there is no input, then instead of showing the doctor list, it should show me please enter search query, right? So you can also
Okay.
explore and that, but it is okay for this project. We don't really require that. Just doing the doctor search is good enough. Okay. So
Okay.
good project that you have created. In a long time, I have seen a really great project being done for the doctors. Right? So good job on that one. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So I think is there anyone left for the presentation because I don't think
Okay,
see
sir.
any.
May I leave?
Yeah, yeah, you can leave. Is there anyone
Okay, sir. Thank
else? So Harshvardhan and Sayali, do you have presentation? Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Harshvardhan, your net is not. So Sayali,
Yes, sir.
yes, you
Sir,
have presentation.
yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the name of your presentation.
The real-time stock market web application.
Let me check. Okay, so you are not scheduled for the real-time stock market. Is it project timeline?
Sir,
Hello, can you tell me the name of your task?
a real-time stock market data web application.
That is name of
The
project.
deadline,
I'm asking for the task. That is the name
sir,
of your project, real-time stock market data application. What is the name of your task? Is it getting started with full walkthrough of Adalo? No, right?
synopsis of, yes, sir.
Overview of project synopsis, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please turn your cam on and you can show it.
Okay, sir. The real-time stock market data web
Wait,
application.
can you turn your camera on?
Sir,
Hello, Saili,
sir.
can you turn your camera? Yeah, now you can start the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
The overview. In overview, there are some steps: introduction, step, software, constraints, and conclusion. First of all, introduction. What is real-time stock market data web application? It is a web-based application that provides investors with real-time information and data about the stock market. It allows users to monitor and track the performance of various stocks, indices, commodities, and other financial instruments in real time. It displays stock prices, volume, market rates, and other relevant data. So there are some reasons to use it. There are time information, research and analysis, news and information, accessibility, and convenience. Some steps are in the web application. First of all, defining requirements or key features of web application. Key features contain real-time stock market data, user authentication and security, easy to understand format, responsive design. The second one step was choose a suitable technology stack. Some technologies such as on the front end HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js. in backend, Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. APIs are used such as Alpha Vantage API, News API. The third step are implement user authentication and security measures. The fourth step is integrate with a reliable stock market data API to fetch real-time data. The fifth one step, the integration with the stock market data API contain the web application makes HTTP request to a stock market data API. The stock market data API processes the request and return data typically in the form of JSON. The web application backend receives the JSON data from the API. The backend processes and prepares the data for consumption by the frontend. The web application frontend receives the processed data and use it to populate the user interface components such as charts and tables. So the fifth one step is to design and develop the front-end components to display the data. And the sixth one step is test, debug, and deploy the application. There are some constraints. The development of the real-time stock market data web application entails various challenges that need to be addressed effectively. These challenges include data synchronization and latency. In data synchronization and latency, we are pulling real-time stock market data from external APIs and ensuring data synchronization with the application database requires efficient data integration techniques. Second one, scalability and performance optimization. Handling large volume of real-time data and rendering it is an easily understandable format without compromising application performance can be challenging. So third one is security and privacy. Implementing robust user authentication measures, ensuring securing data transmission and protecting user data from potential batches and malicious activities require careful consideration of industry, best practices and compliance with relevant data protection and regulations. Conclusion. In conclusion, the real-time stock market data web application is an invaluable addition to any invest toolkit. By harnessing the power of modern web applications such as React.js, Node.js, and MongoDB, this application delivers real-time stock market data in an easy-to-understand format. It is a multi-have resources for investors looking to market, inform, decide, and navigate the complexity of the stock market. Thank you, sir.
I hope you are done with your presentation. I think you have not added the Q&A slide, so try to add the Q&A slide next time, and also work on your overall presentation skills. You are mostly reading from the slide, and that should not be the case. Try to reduce the amount of text you have in your slide, and we need more in-depth research on this particular topic, right? This is a really big topic like overview project Synopsis, where you are trying to create a stock market application, and this much is just not enough for this scale of project. So try to improve that. And second thing is that try to give your presentation in like much better view. It was not really readable because the screen was really small. Okay. You can
Okay, sir.
yeah.
Sir, please score my presentation marks because I need the certificate.
Yeah, you will get score. You have given the presentation, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you will get it by tomorrow. Don't worry. You will get it under 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes what happens is it takes time to like sync the score with backend. Okay. So it may take up to 24 to 48 hours. So you will get it by tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I think next is Harshvardhan. I hope now your internet is working fine.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Do you have presentation?
Yes, sir. On Dr. Search website, Harshvardhan Dhaila from Web Developers Group.
Yeah. Please turn your camera on and share the screen.
Am I visible, sir?
Yeah. Share the screen and then you will show.
Am I visible?
Yes.
So good evening, sir. My topic is given to me is Dr. Search website. This is a task allotment. I am from Full Stack Web Developers Group. As The content that I have to deliver is introduction, that I have what type of task is given to me, and the technologies that are used in the website, hosting and the demonstration of the website, and the conclusion. As Doctor Search website is developed for the diagnosis of the patient, as in these days, everything is going online. So our Doctor Search website or appointment of a doctor is also being in the online form, that like most of the hospitals use, like for taking an example of Apollo Hospital, which diagnose their patient online by tracking their old data. So in this website, various patients' data and the doctor's data is stored in the database. And the technologies that are used in these website is Figma. Figma is basically used for web-based design tools that helps to create anything. If we want to create a website or a page, we can easily create it by Figma. This is the reference page which I have tagged for creating the website. And after designing my page from in the Figma, I use the Locofy AI app that converts our design.
Harshvardhan, sorry to interrupt, but your slides are not changing. Your PPT is visible, but slide is not changing. I think you are on different slide now.
So now they are changing.
No, I can still see your Doctor Search website, the first line. Yeah, now I can see the screen slide.
Okay. So we are on the part of Locofy app, which is used to convert our design page into a code. So after creating a design page from the Locofy, we use the we get a code of HTML CSS. As I got the basic source code of HTML and CSS, and that I have implemented on VS Code. And rather, after implementing the code, I have designed my website. And after the designing my process, as instructed, I have to host it on a web server, that is 000webhost.com, where I have hosted my website. The link is given. Is my website visible, sir?
No, I can still see the PPT.
So wait for a while.
You can reshare the screen.
Why, sir?
You can you need to share it again, I think.
Share screen sharing, Windows closed. Okay. Share screen. Sir. Is that visible, sir?
Yeah.
So this is the website I have designed from using this Figma. Actually, I think my laptop got stuck. It's lagging too much. So is my website visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So this is the website I have created. Actually, the database is not working, sir, due to problems in the backend. So I cannot show you the results that are coming after the search. This is the basic design I created. That's all for sir.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so work on your presentation skill first of all. Try to learn how to use Zoom, okay, so that your slides are visible as well as your website that you are trying to show. I think it is only half visible, half screen is not visible. As you said, I think your laptop got stuck due to some issues. So see
Yes,
what
sir.
the issue is. Next time, make sure that this is not persisting. Okay. And second of all is when you are trying to explain this thing, so it is good that you are letting me know that you are using Localfy and Figma and everything. But instead of saying like, let us say definition of what is Localfy or Figma, say how you have used Figma and what is the design that you have created. Broke it down into smaller pieces and then show the actual website where you can give the demonstration. And second of all, if the MySQL is not working, then try to see what the issue is. Okay, see where if you are not getting any response or anything, try to figure it out because that is the challenge that you have. Okay, when you will learn how to fix the issues, then your overall web development journey will become really easy. Because in web development we get lot of errors, and it is your
Yes, sir.
responsibility to see how to fix those errors. Okay, the best thing you can do in programming is to know how to fix error. Okay, see what to search. So once you understand like what you need to search in Google, all the queries will be easily solved. Okay, so try to fix that, and if you're not able to fix it, then learn like basic of MySQL. I think there might be some issue with the jQuery. So try to check it to jQuery. What is the issue if you are like able to make request or actually you are getting the data or not. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can conclude here for the day. You are the last intern, and there is no one else. So we'll stop here for the day. We'll resume the presentation session tomorrow and try to fix it, Harshvardhan. If you are able to fix it, then let the technical support chat know that you have fixed the issue.
Okay, sir. So today's presentation has not gone well for me. I will
No,
try.
that is okay because it is your first time presenting, right? So it is okay, but try
Yes, sir.
to improve yourself next time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we'll end here for now.